Alright, hello people of the Graveyard Shift. It is truly late here in Glasgow, Scotland, where we are live with UKSG Blue for 2024 in benefit of Crisis. We're going to get right through to our next run. xEB will be bringing us SOMA with a delightful little commentator, I so see. Take it away, my friend.
Alright, thank you. So, my name is xEB. I will be running SOMA Elephant for today. Unfortunately, my commentator couldn't make it, so I have Simon to be with us today in place of Trigger, who is a former runner of SOMA. So he couldn't be here today, so I'll do the solo commentary. So, SOMA, if you haven't played it before, it's a very good game. I really like. It's one of my favorite horror games of all time. So I highly suggest that you play this game if you don't want to be spoiled. That's pretty much it. So time starts when after a cutscene. So time starts when the cutscene fades out. So I'll give you. I don't seem to have any way to start the game. So new game. This will be played on normal. It's played on the speedrun patch. So the first patch of the game that was made. So yeah, here we go. The time doesn't start now, time starts after the cutscene.
Are you okay, Simon? I think you're bleeding.
Alright, so at this point, we have a flashback of Simon. It's going to be quite hard for me to talk over the dialogue. Might be a bit hard for me, but whatever. So, during this flashback, Simon is about to get into a crash, and you'll witness some, or you'll experience some brain damage. And that's kind of what sets the plot in motion, what you're about to see here.
Why is there never enough time?
For what?
Okay. First things first, Simon wakes up fully clothed, as you'll see in a minute, with our shoes on. And right now we're talking to David Munchie, so
The brain scan. I remember.
kind of explains itself.
Just a bad dream. Are we still on for today?
Yeah, that's why I'm calling. I wanted to remind you to drink the tracer fluid I sent you.
Okay, so
It'll help me capture a better image of the damages.
Don't worry. I got it somewhere.
Okay, great. Well, I'll see you in a couple of hours then.
Okay. See you soon.
okay, so Simon has to find the trace fluid, and Simon being Simon, forgets where it was. So there's 3 places that we have to open first. There's a cabinet, door, and then the drawer. So the tracer fluid will always be in the last place that we check. So we always go in this sort of routing to speed up that process. There is a faster method to do this level, but I need a controller. I didn't have that today, so with a controller you can stack inputs. So we found that if you press forward with a controller and forward on the keyboard, you can, for example, climb ladders twice as fast upwards and almost 4 times as fast downwards. So right now we're on our way to David Munchie. This is going to be the hardest map in the entire game. So if I just spam right click, I can instantly ignore the call from Munchie. Not Munchie. Oh man, I forget who calls us here. I've skipped it so many times. So a lot of this game is waiting, so there'll be some parts where it's really fast paced and some parts where I'm just sitting around doing nothing, essentially listening to the dialogue. So in this black screen I can hold forward to gain some distance. And we already know the code, it's 2501. We can open the door.
Hello? That's amazing. Dr. Munchie?
Open the door and we can see
Oh, hi.
Dr. Munchie.
Here you come in.
So
Simon Jarrett.
you can sometimes get
Munchie.
behind
Just
Munchie,
Mr.
saves a second
But
because
I'm
you have to
working on
run
it.
around to get to the door.
Actually, you're helping
Not
me
door,
right now.
to get to the chair,
Is this
sorry.
part of your thesis work?
So
Yeah. It's a study
right now
I'm
we're
doing
talking
with
to
my colleague Paul
Dr.
Burton.
Munchie. We're going
We
to
hope
basically
to
sit
design a
here.
gentle way
So
for
this is all the
brain
prologue,
waves
this is chapter
to
0.
help people like you.
This is a lot of
Oh,
waiting
did you
around.
take the tracer fluid?
Yes.
There's not
Yes,
much
I did.
going on here.
Great. Well, we can start whenever you're ready.
But soon enough, we will get into a seat and get our brain scanned. So the whole point of this game is it revolves around the brain scan and getting our brain transferred onto a computer. So after this point onwards, we are playing as Simon, but it's not really Simon. It's Simon's brain uploaded to a computer,
You are Simon
and that
here.
is Simon for the rest of
Right.
the game from this point
Canada,
onwards.
Munchie. Born 1988,
So right now,
July
he's
16th.
just
Right.
getting some
Black
details. We're just gonna sit here. We can move our mouse around.
Good. All files in order.
Will this hurt?
It's just a
So-
scan. It'll hurt about as much as getting your picture taken.
Indians thought cameras would steal their souls.
So the scan doesn't hurt. Simon doesn't
Let's
realize
hope they're wrong.
what's happening.
Ready?
No. When we get our brain uploaded to the computer, we are, you know, the Simon in Toronto is just going to get up out of the chair. But for the game to happen, we are going to be uploaded into a new body. And now we are in Upsilon. Site Upsilon. Alright, so our first piece of tech, prop clipping. When you grab onto a prop, it has two states. One where the prop can pass through, and one where the prop cannot. Essentially what you're doing is there's a transition period in these two states if you re-grab a prop. So if you re-grab a prop that's in you, it will push you in the direction. So I normally have a commentator here for me to focus, setting up the prop, because there's a lot going on. Like, I won't be able to explain everything sometimes. So it's called a wildflower. It heals you to full health. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hold backwards to exit the vent. I'm going to stand in a very specific spot on the floor. I'm going to get this under me. I'm going to re-grab. So now this is called a portable floor, and it is currently failing. So this is props essentially become a ramp if you angle them in a certain way. I can do this. Okay, good. So using the wildflower here breaks us out of the animation where we have to stand still. So now what I'm going to do is grab the prop here and head towards another kind of objective.
Hi, Simon.
If I can
I'm
fly.
Have you figured out what's going on yet?
Me? I was hoping you'd have some answers.
I probably have some. What do you want?
So we exit
Where
out
even
the
begin?
roof
What
because
is
the
this
roof
place?
doesn't
How
exist.
did I get here and why did the
Skip the dialogue because when Simon talks, we can activate the. Well, we talk to the robot there and just leave him. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go over here. And we're going to not sprint, because if you sprint, a guy will hear us. Not really a guy, it's a man you. Whoever that guy is. So, we're going to use the wildflower to heal to full again, because every time you take full damage, you obviously break your legs, and Simon doesn't move as quickly. So, what we're doing here is we're healing to full, so we can move at full speed in the next map. Yeah, there's a lot going on there. I try my best to explain it. Simon isn't doing a very good job being a commentary. Just kind of chilling there.
What the hell?
I like this version of Simon more. He talks less. What's going on? Yeah, so basically any percent is find the closest prop and go really high. That's essentially what any percent boils down to in some maps. We're in the ocean now, which has no height limit, so all we can do is go up as high as we want and go over any mountain essentially. We can just go from point A to point B to our objective. But we can't with this map. So with this map, I'm going to hit a preload trigger. So I'm going to diverge onto... the preload trigger is invisible. You can't see it. Looks pretty dark on the preview. It'll get much darker later on. There are parts of the game which are very dark. Very dark. So at this point on, Simon has no idea where he is at this point in the story. He's kind of experienced this as... someone who's never played the game before. So once we hit that preload trigger, I hope I hit it, this prop will now be preserved into the next map. So what we're going to do is place this prop down here, because in the next map, when this map deloads, there's going to be some parts which stay over. So if I can jump here, so I get into a position, jump back, and what this allows me to do is to exit the playable area. So the game thinks I'm in this room, and the game expects me to not be able to see what's going on out here because I went out. So now I'll be able to grab this prop, and from outside the transport station, we'll be able to go around it. So we've completely skipped the use of the shuttle, which we should have activated to progress. So this is a very, very long prop fly, and how prop flying works is that you're holding onto the prop and it's solid, and your hitbox is solid and you can't fall down because the prop is solid. So you basically bring along a portable floor with you, and all I'm doing is following the tunnel here, which isn't solid. So if I fall all the way down, and I lose a bunch of time. So if you have anything to say, this is kind of like it's a minute from now on of just walking. So
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yes, I can do so. We have just received a nice big raid from USC. Thank you very much. And I will tell all the people who have joined us there from that, or just clicked on recently, why we are doing this. We are here raising money in support of Crisis, a charity supporting people out of homelessness for good. They achieve this through education, training, and support with housing, employment, and health. 90% of your donations will go towards supporting Crisis, and 10% will go towards UKSG's future events. Here's a little bit more about what they do. For example, they offer a housing specialist support system, which their team will offer expert advice and support the Crisis members as well as Crisis staff. Established in 2020, the team has already assisted hundreds of colleagues and thousands of members. They advise on areas including challenges to local authority, homelessness decisions, Section 21 notices, support for non-UK nationals, and issues around rent, repairs, and tenancies. For documents and resources, visit their housing support toolkit. They do a bunch of great work, and we are so grateful to everyone who has donated so far, or everyone who has come in to say hello and just build up the numbers in the chat. It really helps us so much. Thank you all for coming along, and of course thank you to the runner, who can now take it away.
okay, so at this point in the story, we should have met a character called Catherine, and Catherine has told us, or she would have told us if we didn't skip the cutscene, that we need to go and find her and meet up. And we are going to ignore that advice and go straight to the next map, which is Curie. Little time saved, just jump on the ladder. And fortunately, if I had a controller, you'll be able to see Simon climb really fast. But unfortunately not. So again, this is an underwater map, so
I mean, really, how big can this ocean be?
how big can this ocean be? So Simon says we can find Lambda, so we're just going to ignore what Simon says and go straight to Curie. So point A to point B, go up really high. This is all an uphill map, so I have to go really high. So use our ramp here to gain a lot of height. So down to our right, you'll be able to see Lambda, see some of the lights down there. It was a bit too dark, so yeah, we're going to completely bypass that. So we still have not brought Catherine with us, which is what we would have done if we progressed like the story should have. But once we get to Curie, the game expects us to have Catherine, so that's that solved. We don't need to go get her. We can just fly over the entire map once again. It's another prop fly where we are basically defying all laws to sequence break. Again, it's pretty much all I can say really. So bypassing Lambda. I'm making sure I'm a certain height so that I can enter the Curie, because there is a hole in the side of the Curie which we go into, and it's faster than opening the door. So normally, in a normal playthrough, you would open the door to enter Curie. But the trigger for the load extends above the ceiling. So we can hit it if we go through one of the holes on the side. So you'll see one of the hole there, and you'll see another hole around here. So we drop down here and enter like so. And this is a hard load, so if we entered the door or we entered the ceiling, we'll spawn in the same place. Use the fire extinguisher to prop clip, and this is the first example of the fast descent. So scroll the prop into us, see if I can do it. So you're scrolling the prop into your hitbox, and you're giving yourself a lot of height very quickly, like so. And hopefully, I don't clip into the wall. Oh wow. I clipped into the wall, so that can happen. Every time after load a save, you'll get this loading screen. The bigger the map, the longer the load. So, for example, a map like Omnicron will have a really long load. Nice potato textures.
Let's find a working escape vessel.
Oops. If this fails, there is a ladder. But I don't think I'll be needing that. If this fails again, I'll be very, very surprised if the wall eats me again. We want the ceiling to eat me because I want to go through the ceiling because that's where the objective is. Yeah, there we go. For whatever reason, you can plug these tentacles in and out 2 more times. This is very loud. And that's pretty much Curie. It's just running to the end now, to the shuttle. And this is where we'll first meet Catherine. And we'll have our first talk with her in a minute. Once I navigate all the trash here. Alright, so this is Catherine. We're gonna leave her in here once we crash.
I messed up, okay? Can you get us out of here?
Ah, lovely. Okay, let's explore the Curie if we can. Can get out of bounds.
Can you
See if
steer
I can
this
do it.
thing?
Starboard rudder is choking, but I can compensate.
How do you even know what direction we're going in?
So this is just dialogue. There's nothing going on here. Another waiting period.
Thought it
So
was done for back there.
the Curie is seemingly attached to the escape vessel, so we are not moving.
Ready to get on the ship.
Are you talking about
And
the black tentacles in the engine?
to do with the story now,
seen
so
them
what
before,
Simon and
that's all.
Catherine are
What are
talking about is
They're
the
a
WoW.
manifestation
So
of a malfunctioning station-wide artificial intelligence called the WoW.
they explain it here. So the WoW is
So we
basically
just
an
made a powerful
artificial
enemy.
intelligence
No,
used
it's not like
within
that.
Paphos
Yeah,
2,
it's their persona.
which is
It
the whole
doesn't feel
facility
a bit
around
like
the
weakness, more like, it's
the
more like
kind of
cancer.
environment which you play around. And we visit all the different locations of Paphos 2. So we're currently going to crash land in Delta, and
Push us off the plateau.
What does that mean?
If I don't hit Delta, we're dead.
very, very dramatic. So if I hold forward now, for whatever reason, I will fall and take damage. So I'll wait a bit until the. I'll normally have a timer to keep me on point to when I should press W. Because if you press W too fast, you just fall for whatever reason. You just fall through the floor. Alright, so time to leave Catherine behind by climbing through the door. So how this works is when you take this door off and you climb through normally, if you fall back into the
Good job.
little escape pod, you hit a trigger which allows you to climb out again. and we found a setup to hit that with the top of our hitbox from inside the escape vessel, which is very useful for climbing out early. Saves time, because what you would normally do is you would normally have to wait for K8 to break it out. What I'm going to do now is find the Zeppelin by using this. It's always going to be channel 5 and always going to go on to the yellow one. Jump over the railing. It's always going to be the top Zeppelin. Zeppelins, request transport. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get a few things. So our shopping list is a fire extinguisher and chair, or 2, depends if the chair behaves. So Simon is just going to go into this building. Oh wow, we're here now. And hopefully I can clip out. There we go. So when you lean, you can actually look into a wall, and you can see like the other side of the wall, so you can interact with things from the other side. And now we have dry physics, so we're underwater, but no, clearly not to Simon. Okay, so we left Catherine, meaning we can't continue the dialogue, but that's fine, we have a chair. Welcome to SOMA, where we can push 2 objects together and they cooperate, and we can grab this early. So now we have the stunmaton. We can either stun Kate, or we can we can either stun Kate, or we can stun this guy over here. So this guy takes 3 stuns. Kate takes 4, I believe, and has a longer death animation. So we have this fire extinguisher, and I'm gonna grab this chip here. So if we progress normally, Catherine would have told us to grab the bonus chip, but we didn't have that conversation. But we're having it now with Catherine, who's all the way
Don't be mad,
over in
okay?
the shuttle,
Really needed that chip.
and we're doing this conversation now. So this is another waiting period where there's nothing I can do. All I can do is wait here.
I'm not a monster.
I can look around
In
though.
this case, it had to be done.
See Kate flying around.
Talking. I mean, he was delusional, but he's
So
sincere.
this Zeppelin will bring us to Theta.
Doesn't.
And if any of you have played this game before,
I'm sure it's fine.
Is he really
you
that
probably
different
remember
from us?
Theta as being quite a long
just
map.
beginning
You
to
know,
sink
there's
in.
multiple sections. There's the
Really
Theta.
sink in.
There's the tunnels, and then there's catacombs.
Didn't we cover this already?
But then,
Guess I've known ever since I woke
since
up
we're playing
that I was
any percent, we
just
could
keep
just
suppressing it. Like my brain
skip
doesn't want
all
me
of
to think
that.
about it. It's really getting hard not to think about it.
Yeah.
So
Could you maybe hit that switch
at
over
this
there so
point
we
in
get
time,
moving?
we
Oh,
don't have
yeah,
the Omni tool. So see, we don't have it, but we can still launch the Zeppelin. Gain height, because there's a huge wall here, please. Okay. So now we're going to bring the fire extinguisher along with us into the next load. So make sure I gain some height, because if I don't gain height, I just go straight into the next maps. Kind of collision. So now I'm just prop hovering all the way. Fire extinguisher doesn't like me very much, but I can assure you this prop fly is very stable. There we go. It may not look very stable, but there goes the fire extinguisher. So what we're going to do now is we have to get another Catherine. And how we do that is, for whatever reason, there is another Omni tool under the map.
Yeah.
So my goal now is to get that Omni tool and to progress normally. So SOMA things, we can go through, for example, this fence here, because Simon's just like that.
That's great.
And we can hear the dialogue between Simon and Catherine at the moment, even though
What?
we are so far apart.
Oh, sorry. We just
So this is going to be the first kind of hard part of the run. Is this really precise jump that we have to do
But then how can I feel like Simon?
to get a
How can I
omni
feel
tool
like anything at all?
from
I mean,
below the
technically, I
map.
don't have any
So
ears,
there's a hole
no
here.
mouth. Christ, that's a weird thing to think about.
See if I can
I'm
go
making
under. Yep.
sounds. I'm
There we
still
go.
saying things.
Okay, so save and exit, and then continue. So this will make our safety save, just in case. I think in terms of RTA, there's a method if you do fall down, you can go back up. This is mainly for in-game time. So, see if I can make this jump. So you saw the prompt there. That's essentially what I'm grabbing. I'm doing a really precise jump, and I'm trying to grab the Omni's Jewel, like, right when I pass underneath. And I hope I don't spend too long in this, but it should be fine. It's a hard jump. So we might be here a while. The one thing I don't want to do is start a new game. Because it's right under continue. So I'm just taking the menus slower than normal. Yeah. So if there's anything you want to say while I struggle with this jump, that'll be fine.
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes, I can do so. Yes, I think this is a good opportunity to pump up the excitement a little bit by talking about some fabulous prizes. Yes, indeed. I appreciate the mostly next to me, to be honest, the noise of excitement. Yes, if you are to donate a little bit during this marathon, then you will be eligible. You will be entered into a draw for some absolutely fantastic prizes, and I'll go through those nice and quickly here. Oh, hey, I've been given the wrong page. Give me 1 second and I find the actual prizes. They're somewhere in here. There's no prize. Then why does the guide still link to prizes? Honestly. Poor Lister, he's gone to bed. I'll tell you people that they can win my love. There you go, there's your prize. There you go. Only one of you though, it's very competitive.
Oh no.
All right.
It's just a hard jump. I'd have some commentary with me to, maybe make it more interesting. But unfortunately, me being me, I decided to do the really hard strat, and I would have probably been out of this section if I did the much easier strat. Ah man. See if I'll get it one time. Come on. That wasn't supposed to happen. The save has clearly messed up. I hope this isn't a problem. That's good. I do apologize. Man.
In the meantime, let me tell people a little bit more about why we are doing this. Yes, we are here raising money for the Crisis Charity. Absolutely fantastic work that they do to help people out of homelessness. They operate skylights. They operate 9 of which in Birmingham, Brent, Croydon, Edinburgh, London, Merseyside, Newcastle, Oxford and South Wales. And at these facilities they provide practical one-on-one support to prevent and end homelessness by taking a housing-led approach, supporting access to benefits, healthcare services and employment opportunities. Their main aim is to relieve the huge pressure of homelessness.
Oh, I got it. Okay.
Hey!
It's not over yet, but oh my god.
Oh, right, I'll finish off quickly. Their main aim is to relieve the huge pressure of homelessness by helping people find safe and affordable homes as quickly as possible. Anyone who contacts their services gets a response from the engagement and assessment team based in the relevant skylight, and if crisis is the best place to help, the member will be allocated a crisis lead worker who they'll have a consistent relationship with and who will support the member out of homelessness for good. Thank you very much to them, and now let's finally get back into the run.
Okay, so that took a bit longer than it should have. I was internally panicking, like, oh god, am I gonna be here all day? Are we gonna go 20 hours over schedule? Okay, so now we are going into theatre. Right, so once I enter theatre, I will instantly grab a fire extinguisher and clip out to the next area. So if you liked this map when you played this game before, then you'll be thoroughly disappointed, because theatre looks a bit like this in 90%. So that's theatre done. Yep. And then here is theatre tunnels, and we're just going to skip all of it. And now we are here. So hopefully, when I did this in practice, this failed miserably. I got stuck in the roof. Ah, there you go, Simon. So, you have no idea who this guy is, but he clearly isn't happy. So, in terms of the story, that was Terry Akers. We would have met him in Theatre Tunnels, but we kind of skipped all that. So you won't get too many spoilers in certain parts of the game because we just completely skip over them at 90%. This is another like long cutscene where we can't do anything other than look around. So after this part, we'll get into the what we like to call the catacombs. And just a black screen so far, and in a minute we should see flashback or a dream.
Don't move.
There
It's
we go.
okay.
So here's Simon back again.
It's over now.
But
Relax.
like there are some parts of this game where I really want to go into free cam and show off some things, but
Like
you know,
couples
since
do.
it's a showcase, I can't do that. If you're interested, go into free cam and see Ashley from the front. I'm sure you'll be
You found one?
surprised. Alright, so here we go, back to reality. Back to the old Simon. Back to you. So when I played this game, this was probably the most tense part. You got proxies everywhere, and you gotta avoid them. And oh wow, we're going out of bounds. Oh no, here we go. We're gonna skip all that. So we are now on the ceiling, and we don't need to do any of any of the interaction with the proxies. In an NMG run, you would obviously have to go through here. So if you want to see this part if you want to see theatre in general, I would suggest watching NMG or NMG safe mode. Any percent skips a lot. But soon we'll be approaching the end of the theatre section. We'll be getting into Omnicron. Clip and bounce. Convenient place to clip and bounce. Convenient prop to fly over. There's a lot of convenient props, and I'll show a great one off at the end, where there's just a convenient prop at the end. Like, there's a prop out of bounds where no one would be, and it's just there is no reason why there's a prop out of bounds. Like, would there be any reason why there should be a prop out of bounds? Not really, but we're thankful. So what I did there was I must have hit a different trigger, which starts the sequence earlier. So the water drains into the pipes and we get flushed out into Omnicron outsides. So in a minute we'll see Simon flail around. And we're going to approach one of the harder clips in the game. So we're going to pick up a convenient sheet that's it's moving further than usual. Interestingly, it's normally a bit more to the right, but we have a lineup which I'm not going to say on on stream, but we have a lineup for this sheet.
Right.
There's a certain reference which we look for. It's right about here, like in the dock section. So all we do is we line this up as we're moving towards Omnicron. We would have to kind of shut down the quarantine, I think it is. It's been a while since I played NMG, but we would normally go into the dome over there and we would lift the quarantine. But we don't have to do that because all that separates us from the next map is a scan, which we can get to by clipping through the store. As, oh please, oh please, oh my god. You know, I should have done a safety save. That's the one point in the game where I should have done a safety save. But it's fine. We only lose around a minute, but I kind of forgot to make a safety save, so we're gonna have to... Oh, there we are. There's our sheep. The game has to load the textures, so I'm kind of looking at potato graphics, trying to work out where the lineup is. Oh, there we go. Right there. There we go. So that we have to look in a specific spot and angle our character in a specific way. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place the sheet on the floor and make a safety save, so I don't have to do this again. It was quite unlucky that I got into the wall, but what can I do? It's what's happened happened.
Where am I going? This isn't safe.
Oh, this isn't safe, Simon. Where are you going? So I'm going to put the sheet onto the floor. Make a quick safety save, and then go back. Marathon approved safety save. I think someone else, another runner says that. I quite like it. A marathon approved safety save. The sheet just said, no, I don't want any part of this. I'm gonna fly away. Oh, it's happened again. I can clip in. It might happen. Oh man, I can't do it. Simon doesn't. He's done. Simon's done. Oh man. Oh Simon. If, Oh my god, it's happened again. I don't believe it. I have to say that I'm kind of thankful. Like we found some stuff and we were thinking about, oh, I might lower the prediction for the RTA, but nah, SOMA's being SOMA. Okay, there we go. We're in. I made it in. Okay. So this is Omnicron, so before we should have lifted the lockdown to open this door normally, honestly I think NMG would have been faster at this point. Okay, so this is Omnicron, this is quite a big map, and I'm gonna hopefully show off quite a cool routing throughout Omnicron. Say hard load, so black screen, then when it loads we'll have potato textures. Big map, long load. There we go. Beautiful door. Okay, so grab the fire extinguisher, clip in. This puzzle. Grab this book. Okay, so I hope I can show this off. What we're going to do is we're going to clip into the ceiling. Like so. This is kind of similar. Come on, this is the hardest part of this strat. So once I do this, it's should be barely. So we're trying to break out of the roof, out of the ceiling, flip up above, which isn't cooperating at the moment. Simon doesn't want to go above the map. I mean, go figure. There we go. Okay, I almost internally panicked. So, we're gonna, the book didn't want to go out of bounds. I was like, oh god, this is gonna work? Alright, so the whole point of Omnicron is we were supposed to talk to Catherine, and she would tell us, oh, you need 3 parts to activate this suit. I'm just gonna get 3 parts already. Oh, lovely. So, again, with the lean swipe, grab the gel without even opening the cabinet. Okay, I'll just jump for this one. I tried to do a fast descent, but the game didn't agree with me. So basically this whole map is out of bounds. This is a routing which I kind of came up with, kind of. It's one of those things where it's like, can I say I came up with it? Did one person do it a year ago and didn't say anything about it, and now like, it's whatever. So now we got all 3 parts. We're gonna go back to where we would have started the conversation with Catherine. This long corridor down here, and I will hopefully try to show off one of the hardest and most inconsistent tricks in the run. So, which isn't this jump, I swear. This trick. Come on. There we go. There's a weird collision there. So what I'm going to do is place this chair over here, and I'm going to make a safety save, because this can soft lock the game, and that won't be very good, because I would have lost all the previous progress. So from this point onwards, we would have talked to Catherine. She would have told us to go around Omnicron to find all the parts, but we did that first. And after we got all the parts, in normal 90%, we would plug Catherine in, she would have a 50-second dialogue, and then the store would open. But I hope we can show this off live. Welcome to SOMA, where we ram one object into the other. So what I'm doing is I'm jumping onto the chair, and I'm clipping it into me, so it'll freak out, and it'll want to go into the door. It went into the floor, so I will give up on that. So what that essentially does is it forces the door open, and you can activate the suit without listening to this dialogue. So you can skip this entire dialogue, but it's random, it's inconsistent. We haven't found anything to make it more consistent. Okay, so story. We need a suit to go into the abyss so we can find the Ark. If you're watching this game for the first time, you have no idea what the story is. It's kind of jumbled. So now we're trying to find the Ark. We're going to try and find the suit. we're gonna find 3 objects which we know nothing about because we didn't have any dialogue to explain it. It's kind of jumbled. There's a lot of sequence
There's
breaks.
got to be something else that can take us down there.
And this is Simon trying to
Then think of
just
something else.
the dialogue between Simon and Catherine.
You don't have to switch this instant, just
Yep.
play along for now. If we find something else, then great. If not,
I'm not promising anything.
thank you, Simon.
Says we're not promising anything, but we're gonna do exactly what Catherine says. So basically what the chair would have done is it would have opened this door now. So now it's open. We're gonna block we're gonna block this door with a chair. So the reason why we're doing that is to
Just like the
essentially skip more of Catherine's dialogue because we're overlaying dialogue on top of each other.
Look for
So
a terminal nearby. See if you can boot it up.
there's a kind of audio recording which we can click on.
Don't worry, it'll work. Make sure
So
it's
once we
all
do
latched
this,
together with the structure gel connecting all the parts.
we're going to activate pod D,
All right, try activating the suite from the terminal again.
and we're going to go over here, and we're going to go over to the audio recording to skip the dialogue that's happening right now, so we can head back and progress.
You go without me.
So head over here, unlock this door. There's Ross.
Really do it. Change fire. What would it be like before? Close my eyes and
I'm a little confused right now.
Alright, let's do it.
But that's fine. We're just gonna listen to the dialogue because that door hasn't opened. I'm gonna have to ask someone about that.
Come on, let's activate the power suit. We need to loop back the activity manifested by that's everything. You can
I don't think I've did anything wrong. Do you ever get that moment where you did nothing wrong, but you know, like
camera in the world.
but something doesn't happen?
Indians
You know,
don't
that's
photo
supposed to
shoot
happen
you.
every time.
In this case,
I've kind of got that feeling, but it's fine. We can just listen to the dialogue.
And it always happens during a marathon, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, like missing the jump 15 times and flipping into the wall 3 times. Yeah, just in a run it goes fine, but in a marathon, the door just doesn't want to open. I have no idea. There's probably some SOMA runners shouting at me right now saying, "You did this wrong,"
Why was it still talking?
and stuff like that. But
Catherine, why was he
see
still
what
talking?
opens now. What's supposed to happen is we're gonna go over here. Ross is gonna make the screen shake and this door activates.
Two
So
Simons
here's
against
Ross,
two Simons.
and
You're gonna take my
this
mind
door's
and put it
supposed to
into another
open,
body like a
but
brain transplant. You realize how messed up this is? How did you expect me to react to this shit? You're fucking disgusting.
we had to hear Simon's
What's gonna
vulgar language. How dare you?
And then what? Wake up in this fucking nightmare again? All alone? So cruel.
Well, what do you want me to do with him? Make friends? Let him know that we have to leave him behind when we go into
Oh.
the abyss?
What if
Yes, let's see how many things we can stack on top of Simon.
You do that?
So we have a book.
I don't know.
We have boots right here.
Maybe.
There. I set it up for you.
So there's Simon.
If you want to drain his battery, he'll die within a minute.
We gotta place a box in here. Dies? Okay, so we placed the box in there so I can clip back out into the main area. Like so. Simon, he's gone. He disappeared. I don't want to fall down because then I'll have to reload the save. We're on a very thin ledge, and well, our position is going to stay the same during this load, so we're gonna spawn on top of the walkway to the climber right now. So that saves a bit of time if we just get into the same position. So Simon kind of disappeared. We're gonna bring him back. Damn it. Whatever. So here's the climber. This is a 6-minute auto scroller with dialogue. So, does anyone have anything to say during this part?
We certainly can say some
Yep.
things if Les Tech wants to play some charades or out. No, I do indeed have the bids that are currently open. We've still got a couple that people can perhaps be incentivized to part with their hard-earned cash. We have 2 runs coming up that have incentives yet to be met. First of all is Terraria. That will be run by Snack Pigeon and Pixel Kai. And we want to bump that up from just a regular old playthrough to Master Mode. And if anyone knows anything about Terraria, that means we are going to be seeing a lot more panic with every single boss. Currently that's sat at $206 of $500, so look forward to that one, but please do get generous. Further than that, we have a open incentive to give a name to the deck used by the runner whose name I definitely have up. That is a double for Lost Kingdoms. There is a maximum of 6 characters, but you may submit whatever you wish within reason. You know, we are streaming. Remember that. But if you are happy with that, put your name, put your dog's name, put your friend's dog's name, put your friend's dog's name, except in Roman. There you go. Do whatever you want, and then we will have some fun. Looks like this lift is still going on for a bit longer, so I will shout out one of our partner organizations. Yes, we would like to thank NSG, the Norwegian Speedrunners Gathering, for supporting this event. Norway's resident event is run 2 times a year in Osk-Gjerdum near Oslo. And their next event is NSG Spring 2024, and it is happening on April 11th to the 13th, and being streamed over at their channel, twitch.tv/NSG Marathon, all lowercase, no spaces, of course. And in addition to that, as this lift is still going on, my goodness, I can see why you decided to throw it over.
This is the bathroom break part of the run.
Oh my, get another run on the second monitor. We would also like to give our thanks to BSG, the Benelux Speedrunners Gathering, for also giving us support. They hold regular gatherings over in the Netherlands and have supported our organization here at UKSG from the very start. By spreading the word and providing us with a channel to stream on in the past, they have done so much to help us out. So mark your calendars, because BSG 37 is coming up on November the 16th to the 17th, and it will be streamed over on their channel, twitch.tv/BSG_Marathon. Look forward to that, and we will get back to our event here, happening live, coming at you.
Right.
After you, Zeb.
Yeah, it's a long auto. Unfortunately, since we live split to time the run, it isn't an in-game timer, so when you tab out, like, this is a perfect place to like tab out, do other stuff, but you can't. When you tab out, the game pauses, so this climber just stops right now, like it is now, because the power's gone. So what we're going to do is a very, very simple fix.
Hello, Catherine.
Catherine will be back very shortly. There we go. And back into the chair. Except no, we won't go back into the chair.
Pushing pretty hard, really testing the limits of my suit.
Don't worry, it should hold.
Comfort.
So this is kind of a brand new angle on the
Does
climber.
time freeze when you're not powered?
So you can just hold S, and
What's the difference?
you can basically do this. It does nothing. There's no time save related to it. It's just a funny gimmick.
Sounds like
You're in a very, very boring part of the run. This is the climber is about the climber and all the waiting sections. It's about 1/5 of the 90% run. So 1/5 of the SOMA 90% run is sat here essentially, and more prop flying after.
It's rough.
Soon we'll be visited by Ross, which we saw earlier in Omnicron.
Worst.
He'll make a very cool guest appearance shortly. You just kind of drop down onto the climber in a minute. Here he is. And what's quite funny is our perspective in the chair. Ross shrinks. So take note of his height now. And his height now. He shrinks because our perspective, it would have been the same. And we can hear ourselves get back into the chair during the transition. And guess what? We're gonna still be in the climber going down. So yeah, we're still in the chair. This is Tau outside, so this is a long section again. This is a elevator ride and then a prop fly all the way to Tau. It's very dark, so there's nothing to really look at down here. But thankfully there'll be much more stimulating gameplay in Tau. So look forward to that after you know, you might fall asleep during this part, so maybe wake you up after. Yeah, so yeah.
This is the Omega sector. It's about an acre of the abyssal plan used by Pathos 2. I expect we'll have to do some walking before we reach Tau.
I should mention that in Omnicron, the whole kind of point of going to Omnicron was to get a suit to come down here to handle the pressure.
Don't remind me, freaks me out.
And now we're going to pick up Catherine. We don't want to leave her behind because we can't leave. So once again, big open area. What we're going to do, we're going to find a prop to skip over everything. So it's very important that we you see, this door is meant to open. Okay, so I'll do the energy routing. Yeah, so here I go. So there are these huge trigger boxes that we have to avoid. So I'm gonna go straight out here. What I would do if that door opened, which I have no idea why the door couldn't open. Like, honestly, no idea. So we're gonna avoid these trigger storm triggers here. So we're gonna head out all the way to the right, because if we stay in the storm trigger for long enough, Ross will knock us out and send us back into the kind of playable area where we were supposed to be. And I haven't done this in a while because I didn't expect to be doing this in an any % run. I didn't expect the door to fail on us. So that is not good. That is something I have never seen before ever. The door just did not want to open. This run has been quite unlucky. We would have been prop flying above this area, heading to Tau, which you can kind of see here in the distance. It's kind of a reference point that we use. And when we get to the mountain, which will load in, we're going to climb over it, and then we're going to enter Tau. But unfortunately, well, the good thing about this is I'm forced to hit a safety save, so we don't there's no safety saves from back in the climber. So all the way back when we're in the climber to now, no safety saves, or like quick saves or auto saves or anything. So it's lucky that I'm forced to hit an auto save before to get a prop to then progress Tau like I would in any %. Luckily there are props in Tau to use, so I can do the proper any % routing. It's just I never thought I would have been on the floor like this. I thought I would be up in the air. So we've skipped all of kind of the abyss area, or as much as we can. We can't move any faster than our kind of walking speeds or running speeds. So it's just kind of slow. It's just a kind of slow section of the run. and then we're gonna be into a much faster section of the run in a minute. Oh, please make it. Thank you. Yeah, I'll have to talk to someone about that. See if we can get a nice boost. Oh, there we go. So on slopes, if you angle yourself correctly and you have enough downward momentum, you can kind of hit a slope in a certain angle and you'll get boosted off into that direction. That's mostly shown off in NMG. So here is Tau. So I would have had a prop to, for example, open the store quicker. Okay, this is kind of a problem. That door is supposed to open, and what? Oh yeah, it's quite rude, but it's kind of this I can't do much. This is unavoidable. I don't know what's happening. This is really bad.
Doors are imaginary.
Okay. Right. We can continue. I was trying to think through my head, what can I do? What can I do? Okay, let's see if the door actually exists. And it does. Thankfully. I have never seen that before. Of course it had to happen in a marathon, so I'd panic about it, figure out what to do to solve it. The PC doesn't like SOMA, clearly. It does not like SOMA. It is. Oh man. We might actually be coming up on the proper estimated time by the looks of things, which is 1 hour 10. Ah man, just runs me in a roller coaster of emotions, honestly. Don't kick that. Don't kick, Simon. Okay, so we're gonna jump up here and we're gonna go out of bounds. By clipping out with the fire extinguisher, like so. So knowing this game, I'm gonna make a save right now. Like, oh man, it's just. Of course, it had to happen in a marathon. Yeah, deep breaths. SOMA's being SOMA, you know. So from now on, it should be fine. There's no doors. No doors, thank God. It's just out of bounds gameplay. So normally there would be an enemy here that you would have to avoid. Climb up here, hopefully. Jump on here, make the jump over here, and then on there. That is actually quite a awkward jump, which I made first try, which I'm very glad. Minimize fall damage. The geometry here is very jank, so it's a good job I didn't get stuck on anything. So, last person alive, disable life support. Clip out and steal the arc. There we go. And what I'm going to do now is go to the bottom floor, where I will open up the airlock from out of bounds. Hopefully I don't mess this up. So right there, I can hit the button from the other side. Lower the kind of lever now. And and swipe the Omni tool 3 times. This will kind of speed up the animation of the pipes breaking off. If you scan the Omni tool multiple times, this is kind of loud. Hopefully you can hear me. But if you scan the Omni tool multiple times, it speeds up the animation of the pipes kind of breaking. So that was Tau. We're going into Tau Escape, and in Tau Escape we would go to Alpha. But instead, we're going to do the same thing, same thinking as going straight to Curie. We can just go straight to Phi. So Ross is waiting for us, and we're not actually going to be there to see him. He's just going to wait there. He won't see us. So we're going to prop fly above this entire area because we're underwater. We have lots of freedom. Once again, there's no limit to how high you can go. You can go as high as you want. But there's no real benefit because I do see the floor, gives me a reference on where I'm going. So you can kind of see Alpha to our left. See where that would have been. So we're going to completely skip that. I believe it's called the Leviathan creature that attacks us in this kind of area. I might be wrong there, but once again, point A to point B, prop fly all the way to Phi. And this is good. This is going to be the last kind of main prop fly we'll do in the run. It's quite dark once again because the ocean's dark down here, down in the abyss. So in terms of story, we are heading over to the Omega Space Gun to launch the Ark into orbit. And Simon will be very, very disappointed, won't you? He's going to throw a fit, essentially. Because we're not going to get on the Ark, unfortunately. Simon still doesn't understand. So we're going to have about 5 minutes of Simon and Catherine arguing, if you're excited about that. I'm not. And then we're going to finish off with we've actually experienced in the Ark. So we get to see both endings. Because essentially both endings do happen. We get on the Ark and we are also stuck in the abyss indefinitely. So we're going to upload our brain to the Ark. And then we're going to launch it off to the to orbit. So once I see these two lampposts, I know to go down, because hopefully, this is another door. Are you ready? I bet this one doesn't open. Oh my god, it opens nowhere. Okay. So that should have happened before. Right. So here's Phi. We're gonna skip all of Phi, and this is the part where there is a random prop out of bounds. Randomly. It's a tin can. And we're gonna use that tin can to hop all the way up to where we need to be. So it's just a sequence which we'll have to wait. So that's pretty much it. I think, if I predict this correctly, we might go 2 minutes over estimate. Oh, I know. Blame the door. Alright, so walls don't exist. Out we go. Convenient water to slow our fall.
This has to be Phi, right?
Yep, this is Phi, Simon.
Made it here in one piece.
The Ark made it here in one piece, but we won't interact. Here is the tin can. So I'm gonna set it up here, and I am going to make sure it's a solid object by interacting with it twice, and I'm just gonna jump up on this can. I'm gonna jump up all the way to where we need to be, and this area which I'm going to would have been underwater, but since I didn't activate that or go through any airlocks, this is all solid ground.
Oh. I'll never get used to that.
Guess you won't have.
Alright, so what I did there was I basically, like, if I move into a slope, I slowly move down, and that generates momentum. You won't see it, but you slowly go down, and then you hit the ground hard. And when you take damage in the game, it skips dialogue. So when Simon gets hurt, he decides he doesn't want to talk to Catherine anymore. So right now, we're just gonna load the payload. This is the last sort of gameplay we have to do for a while. There we go. Loading the payloads. And this is sort of a cutscene auto-scroller. So, do the very hard job of pushing the button.
But we need to transfer our minds to the Ark.
We also need to make sure it launches at all, so I tied them to a single switch. Just push the button and we're off.
And Simon will be very disappointed.
No turning back.
So, in this point in the story, we're going to upload our brain to the Ark, and Simon is hoping that we win the coin toss. So the theory is when your brain gets uploaded to a computer,
20 seconds.
you have two outcomes. Outcome one is you are in the Ark when your brain is uploaded onto the computer. Like at the start of this game, when Simon at the start of this game had his brain scanned, he instantly was transported into the future. So hopefully, Simon thinks that the same will happen again. But he's just ignorant. It's like, woohoo, we made it! But, oh no, we're still here. He lost the coin toss. So there's one version of Simon in the Ark, and that is to preserve the remains of humanity on a computer, essentially, floating in space.
I'm here.
Because the Earth is toast. It was hit by a comet,
They're out there.
and this
among
is
the
this is
We're here.
humanity's last hope out there in the stars.
I saw it. It finished loading just before it launched.
Yeah, I saw.
Then why are we still here?
Why are we still here?
Now, I keep telling you how it works. You won't listen.
So Simon's gonna argue with Catherine.
Onto the Ark, you just didn't carry over. You lost the coin toss. We both did. Just like Simon and Omicron, just like the man who died in Toronto 100 years ago.
He's not very happy.
Bullshit. We came all this way. We launched the Ark.
I know it sucks, but our copies are up there. Catherine and Simon
So,
are both safe on the Ark. Be
Yep,
happy
there
for
goes the
them.
estimate, unfortunately. So,
We're gonna die down here with those
when we
fuckers
get
living
to the
large in a
Ark,
spaceship.
after the cutscene, it should be a minute to the end. So,
I'm sorry you feel that way,
there will
Simon.
be credits scrolling, and then once those credits end, we're going to see the alternative ending to the game, which is Simon on the Ark. And he is completely ignorant to the Simon down here.
Fuck you, Catherine, you lied.
So,
And I believed in you, and I trusted you. You said we're getting on the fucking Ark.
We are on the Ark, you idiot.
so
I didn't lie.
Catherine has had enough. She's going to head out now.
For your goddamn ignorance.
Just say bye to Catherine. So Simon is left down here alone in the bottom of the ocean.
Please don't leave me alone.
And
Catherine?
that is this Simon's
Catherine?
ending. So now the credits scroll. This is not the end. After the credits scroll, there will be another scene of Simon in the Ark. That will be roughly a minute till the end. So from right now, it's just running till the end. So whoa, we're on the Ark.
Did it work?
I don't care about that Simon who is at the bottom of the ocean. So we're coming up on the end of the game. I'm not going to answer the questions. I'm going to go straight to the end where we'll meet Catherine, and that will be time. Oh, a nice boost. So right here, this is the arc, Last Hope for Humanity. This is where everyone's brain scans are uploaded to. And just around the corner, we'll be able to see Catherine. So in a minute, we'll go see her.
Catherine?
There she is. And that will be time when the screen fades out.
I can't believe we actually
Time.
made it.
Well, we did.
I'm so
Okay. So that was SOMA.
It's okay. Simon.
Unfortunately, things didn't go out, but
All right now.
I encourage you to play this game and experience the story for yourself, because I think it's one of the best personally. In 90% we skipped over most of the dialogue, most of the story beats, so it's we kind of jumped to the end of the game where we see both of the ends of Simon. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Unfortunate with with the doors. I have no explanation. I would love an explanation from other people, but that has been SOMA. I was really happy to show this off. Quite glad I was able to. So yeah, that has been me.
Thank you very much. I've got a little bit of an explanation possibly for you.
Yeah.
This run was cursed.
Oh yeah.
Possibly haunted.
We just say
You might want to get that Simon plush checked by a professional exorcist. All right, folks, we will be back here in just a few short moments with our next run. That will, of course, be Ollie Mears bringing us Postal 2. Look forward to that and do not go anywhere.